Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Live from the Xfinity studio. Oh, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. We love our Fridays, baby. Oh, we do. Friday, what a day. Hey, by the way, Jaylen Brown is freaking awesome. Can I just tell you that? Jaylen Brown's news conference yesterday was great. I enjoyed every second of it. He's a character. He says all the right things. I can't wait for the season to tip off. We are in for something special, man. You know what's so cool is the fact that there's a text chain and it involves Tyrese Maxey, LeBron James, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid. They're all on a text chain. That's a great text chain. Like, that's a cool text chain to be part of. I actually wish I was part of that text chain. That's a great text chain. I love the fact that how they're approaching this thing. This thing is just going to be so much fun, man. This season, every game will be an event. The one thing that was missing with the NBA for us in recent years was the regular season, right? I mean, look, it's 82 games. It's a long season. And when it's just like, all right, well, he's out and this guy's out. Like, we were watching, last year we were watching because of VJ. You were watching some because of Maxey, but then guys would get hurt and who didn't play. And so the regular season just lacked a lot of juice. And now every game is going to be an event. Even if LeBron doesn't play here and Joel doesn't play there, every game's going to be fun. Every game is going to be an event. It reminds me of when I was a young reporter, I did a story. I went and traveled with the Bulls. So I wrote this like 5,000 word story, and I treated it like I was recovering a rock band. So VG will appreciate this. Like when a rock band goes on tour and what it's like, the hotels and the people hanging outside the hotel. I was in Toronto and I'll never forget, like they came into the hotel, during the back way, and the lobby, I went down the lobby and the lobby was packed. I sat in the lobby from like 6 at night to like 3 in the morning just to observe the people and like when somebody walked through and what it was like, and it was amazing. And this kind of reminds me of that moment. Like, and I went to 4 different cities, like Toronto, and I think Vancouver was still in the league. The Grizzlies were in Vancouver back then. And I went to all over with them. And it was so interesting just to see how people reacted to it. And I could see the same thing. Like, they're going to be the talk of the league. There's something cool when your squad is the talk of the league. When everything's revolves. Like, the Sixers are going to be the sun, right, of the NBA. Everything's going to revolve around it. We've already started to see it with Mike Gansey, right? Our buddy Kevin Nagandi was here having cheesesteaks at Angelo's with Gansey. The whole thing. Jaylen Brown's at the Phillies game last night. Throws out the first pitch, right? Gansey was there. It's been like a Phillies-Sixers kind of confluence, right? Because all the Sixer guys are going to the Phillies games. It's so much fun. This is why, what this means. We love sports in this town, and having this thing is just going to be fun. It's so much fun. So we'll talk to Devon a little bit later on about Jaylen Brown. The Phillies last night, I knew it. Miles Mikolas, who's a right-hander, throws a lot of meatballs. They had 7 doubles in the first 2-3 innings. They had 7 doubles. They just roped them. And I knew it. He profiles exactly for exactly what the Phillies feast on. Is that, like middling right-hander with a subpar fastball. And they were just like, it's good to see Schwarber got out of his slump, had a couple good ABs, a couple good singles. He was able to just kind of wreck the ball. So it was nice, right? It was one of those fun nights. The only worrisome is Sanchez still does not look his dominant self. Like he had it was an easy win, right? So you're pitching the contact and all, but a lot of pitches, and you wind up having to use your bullpen. I was kind of hoping that they'd able to kind of stave that off and not have to use their leverage guys, but they had to use the leverage guys, including Duran. That Duran had to come in the game. I mean, at one point, it felt like a blowout the whole game, but at one point, Abrams is up as the tying run. So I was a little concerned about what Sanchez. He didn't look crisp. He lacked that what he usually has, where that his stuff's dominant. The changeup was all over the place last night. So that's my only concern when it comes to the Phillies. And I know I got scoffed at by my man over here, but I hope some of you guys saw it because it was the greatest Hall of Fame game in the history of Hall of Fame games. In the history of August football, it was the best one. It was just a great game. It was thrilling. In fact, Jules, if you could get Mike Tirico's final call of the game, where he describes Haynes King going into the end zone, I was like, go ahead, Mike. This game was flat out awesome. First, Carson Beck was tremendous. So I love quarterback play. Watching Carson Beck was terrific. And then Haynes King, who was a quarterback at Georgia Tech, he was unconscious. 180 yards, 2 touchdowns in the air. He ran for another 49 yards and another touchdown. It was just thrilling. And I applaud the coaches because the coaches last night, they played football, right? Like they approached it like a real game. How many of these preseason games throughout the years, especially back in the day, I mean, it was just dreadful. Like it was 3 yards, halfback dive. All right, this is it. Thanks, Jules. Listen to this, VG, as you scoff away.
On the line, King, he's going to step up, pumps, runs, goal line, is he in? Yes! Carolina wins! Haynes King, king of the night!
Look at him.
Whole team's out there mobbing him.
It's party time in Canton, Ohio.
Haynes King!
I'll tell you what, he pulled it out, didn't he? I mean, when he had to have it. Take off and run. Let's go to your top skill. And he got it done. Completed great passes.
That's so cool.
Love it. Great night. Great night in Canton.
That's right, Chris. Oh, I love it. It was fantastic. Haynes King of the night. That was how you bring football back. That is how you bring it back. And I defy you to tell me that game wasn't enjoyable. And how much you missed it. We go all this time without it, and then we got that game. And again, I go back to Dave Canales, they tried to win the game. How many times that teams are inside 2 minutes, they just give the game up because it doesn't matter. They went out and played football. It was great. It was unbelievable. And the whole the broadcast was fantastic. I had to do my Fox show last night, so I watched the first part of the game, and I had the Phillies and the Hall of Fame game. I'm going back and forth, and then I had to go on air, and I had it on, and I was watching it, and it was just thoroughly enjoyable, man. All the Hall of Famers, right? I always like that, just seeing all the Hall of Famers. Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitz. His father was a sports writer, by the way. I'm kind of hoping I'm following in that footsteps of his dad. And it was just one of those nights where we welcomed back football with a bang. I loved it. I loved every second of it. It's why we love the game so much. And like that coming back after all the flack I took from my man here, everybody else. I mean, it's every year because I'm always excited for its first game. So I watch it all the time. And people like, who cares? All of Fame game stinks. It was spectacular. Spectacular, VG. Football's back.
Jake Friel, Hall of Fame game, actually entertaining. Nova Sean, it was a great game. The question, do you believe in preseason miracles? Uncle Frank, I like watching a Hall of Fame game and a World Cup consolation game. Get the bleep out of here. Come on, Uncle Frank. I think we should do a thing. Uncle Frank texts every day.
Yeah.
We should do I'll pick out one of his and we'll do a poll.
Okay.
Yes or no, should we read the next day's text?
Yeah, I like it.
Right,
I like it.
Poll. I like the coach wear today. You're looking good.
Well, it's football time.
I know. I will say at the pub, it's nice to see the game on in the background. I hate seeing Collingsworth's face, but there's something nice about just seeing it on in the background.
Yeah. Listen, it's our comfort. It's our comfort. Football's a comfort.
Mm-hmm.
What does it connote?
I will say, was this a violation? I was out last night at a local pub, ran into the great Charlie O'Connor in my neighborhood. 6 TVs on the Union game, 1 TV on the football game.
Stone violation.
Right.
Stone violation.
I was like, what?
Come on, man.
Yes, one side TV, not even a main TV on the Hall of Fame.
It should be reversed.
I agree with that.
It should be reversed.
I'm with you on that 100%.
Soccer's over. I mean, listen to the Union. God bless. I like it. All right. But 1 TV. It's football season now. All right. Listen, I enjoyed the World Cup. It was great. Yeah. But, man, come on, man. It's football season, right? Like, 1 TV on the sidebar. Come on. Man.
Yes.
Stop with the soccer infiltration. All right. It's football. I'm sorry. I like it, but come on. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. It's football season.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Screw you, Uncle Frank. All right?
Yeah, take it, Uncle Frank.
Screw you, creepo. It was great, but you wouldn't know because you're probably all gummied up, living in La La Land.
Watching like a John Wayne movie or something.
He was seeing pink elephants. That's what he was seeing last night. That crackpot.
Dude, I gotta agree with you, man. How good was the press conference? He's like, this guy's he's cool. He's an adult. He's focused. Said all the right things.
He's awesome.
Talking about community, and it's just like
he was great.
Yeah,
he was great.
I was like, how is this?
Jaylen.
I mean, maybe I'm delusional. I was like, how's this guy a problem in Boston?
I don't know. I mean, it's who knows what Tatum is, right? Like, who knows about Tatum? Let's revisit some of the press conference.
Yeah.
All right, because Jaylen Brown, he gets lost with all the LeBron stuff. He gets lost, and by the way, he's the real prize of the offseason. LeBron's great, like cherries on top, all that stuff, but the real prize is Jaylen Brown. So let's take a listen to Jaylen Brown from the news conference yesterday. Yeah, run through.
Shout out to Bodner for grabbing this.
Yeah, good job, D. Bodner. Always on the caper.
He's got better equipment than like all the local news organizations.
Yeah. He was fantastic, man. He was. Just Jaylen Brown. Here he is.
What's your name again?
Looks like $1 million too.
He
First
sure
and foremost,
does.
Thank you for having me, everybody. Thank you to Francis.
With the guns.
Community is very important to me, so I'm excited to be able to do here my first intro to Philadelphia. Thank you to the organization, and I appreciate everybody that's in the room. I'm excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to the journey. To answer your question, it's been a lot of emotions. You know what I mean? It's been a process. To be honest, I'm still processing to some degree. Just, one, the excitement of coming to a new city, new place, new expectations, new energy, and also leaving somewhere that you've been for a very, very long time. Like, I've been in Boston for 10 years. I'm 29 years old. So I was there a third of my life. You know, I met some people, some lifelong friends, some people I'll still be connected to. But, you know, in anything that you starting something new, it's an end of something else. So it's just a process, just like everybody else has to deal with certain things. It's no different. But yeah, it's just been public, so that's the only difference.
How poignant.
Mm-hmm.
How freaking poignant. So, obviously, I mean, great orator, highly intelligent, showed a lot of depth, talked about, spending a third of his life somewhere and starting something new. And I love the perspective of, hey, like, everybody goes through this. This is just public. Like, I go through this in a public manner. He looks fantastic.
The hair on point, the shirt
looks great.
perfect.
I love his messaging, man. I just loved his messaging.
Yeah.
He just straight up pro, man. It's funny because, you see with his hair down on Twitch stream and having fun, the whole thing. Like, now you saw him in business mode, and he was in business
Locked
mode.
in.
He's an interesting dude, really interesting. I love that he's here, man.
He's a professional.
Yeah, he's
and we
pro.
got 2 pros coming in.
Yeah, and that's the thing that the Sixers throughout this whole process has lacked, the professionalism.
Yes,
because you had Joel, who, and listen, half of it's not even his fault because that's how they set up, right? Like, they set him up that way by allowing the kid to run the candy store. Well, what do you expect when a kid runs a candy store?
Right.
And look, you need an adult like Pat Riley.
And look what he's accomplished with that. So if he can stay healthy with this influence around him, these people setting the work regimen. I mean, I think I'm stoked. That interview got me super stoked yesterday.
Nah, dude, I was completely I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I loved every bit. I did a whole segment on it in my national show because I figured, well, it's for a national story.
Yeah.
So I'm allowed to do it. Because a lot of times, like if I dive into like Philadelphia stuff,
and producers in your ear,
but like on Twitter, right? Like this is in Philadelphia. Stay in Philadelphia. Stop. Because you're dealing with people all over the country, right? So like they don't want to hear about it. So I'm cognizant of not trying it, but I couldn't help myself. I'm like, I love this dude. Like, I'm all about Jaylen Brown.
You hear him when he's with the Phillies broadcast, play some ball at Dominican Republic.
Yeah,
man.
What you think of Phil's last night?
You get a double. You get a double. You get a double. I mean, everybody but Schwarber felt like Schwarber and Crawford, but yeah,
at least he got 2
hits.
He got a couple hits. I thought that was key.
Yeah.
I told you that they would rake.
Yes, if they weren't last night, I would have been miserable too.
Like, I knew that they were going to rake him.
Yeah.
You worried about Sanchez?
I feel like most pitchers go through a little period, and I'd rather it now than late September. So hoping he's something he can just work through. Maybe a little dead arm period. He's definitely not as dominating as he was. He's struggling a little bit, but he minimized damage pretty good.
Ever since the scoreless streak, that's been the issue. I'm looking up his starts.
Game log.
So that my only fear is that, because he was so dominant, how do you get back to that thing? So if you look at all his starts, he's got, all right, so last night somehow danced through the raindrops, but goes, he only goes 5, like I told you.
Yeah.
Before that, he went 6. Bad Baltimore team, but he struck out 11. He walked 5.
That's
right. Like, that's not what even though he had a great strikeout game, he only allowed 2 hits, but he walked 5. The other before that was the Yankees. He gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, walked 3. Before that was the Dodgers. He only goes 5 1/3, 7 hits, 3 runs. And then before that was that was the All-Star game before that. So, I mean,
7 walks his last 2 games.
That's my only, like, I got to get him strong. I need him strong. The best thing about the Phillies is they're going to look at this month. They play nothing but donkeys this month.
They did that leading into the All-Star game as well, though, and they didn't give us what we thought.
Well, I got to believe that this is like you wind up taking 3 or 4. I mean, the Nationals are so depleted. Imagine that you lose Wood.
That's like taking Harper out of the Phillies lineup.
And Meade.
Mm-hmm.
And Garcia, who was traded to the Yankees, who's another big power bat.
Yeah.
That's like taking Schwarber, Harper, and Turner.
Yeah, it's Abrams and a bunch of average guys.
You know, like their lineup. Why would you do? I still don't even understand why you would do it. Like you're only a couple of games out of the wild card. Like why?
I don't understand their plan at all.
I don't
know
get
where
it.
they're going, and I'm kind of glad because I hate the Nationals for some reason.
So do I. I despise them.
I love.
You know what is funny? Like I hate the Washington teams. Like I hate the Commanders.
Agreed.
I hate them.
All right.
Like
it stops there though. You
What's
can't
that?
hate the Wizards.
Oh yeah, well they're pathetic. Yeah, I do hate the Wizards.
You hate the Caps? You got to respect the OV.
Oh, I hate the Caps.
You hate the Caps?
Yeah,
I don't respect the Caps.
I was always an anti.
Well, I was with Dale Hunter back.
Although I will say Tooch, that's Tooch's like cheat team.
The Caps?
The Caps.
Man, that's taking it too far. Your cheat team can't be 90 miles away.
Yeah, he was the Caps guy.
What?
Yeah, Rod Langway was his guy.
Oh man, we gotta get a picture.
Ally Frady.
Oh, remember him? Hardest shot in hockey.
Yeah. So years ago, when we used to play the NHL game, right?
Yeah.
On the Sega, he would always be the Caps.
Ugh.
But he would stack the team with all American-born players because he'd be Capitals, and he would have all the because nobody the rule was you couldn't be the Flyers, right?
Right.
So and I would be the Red Wings with all the European players, like the Russians.
Oh, they were good, the Red Wings.
Yeah, I would get all the rough Fedorov, right? I have all those dudes.
Wait, you got to text you. What was the Rod Langway love?
Oh, it was his cheat team.
Julie, I just put a picture up.
That was his cheat team. Yeah, it was his cheat team, man.
And you had to hate them back in the day with Dale Hunter. He was like villain, public enemy.
I know, dude. I know.
Man, this is questionable.
But he was a defenseman.
He had no flaws.
Was a defenseman. Look.
That's the guy you're going to rally behind? Come on.
He'd be like, the Caps. And just to break balls, like, the Caps. Who the Flyers were good. Like, he'd be like, oh, about the Caps. I hate Washington. I hate everyone. It's funny. I love Jane Daniels as a guy, quarterback, the whole thing. I hate that team. I think that team stinks. They were talking about, they get Stephon Diggs and they get some sneaky signings. And are they a team? Like USA Today, did you see this?
I have the rankings. I was going to go through. You saw the rankings?
I just saw the
predictions.
I just saw they predicted the Eagles third.
Man, I was hoping you didn't see
it. And the NFC East.
Damn, I was
like, are we nuts?
Did you read their reasoning?
No.
All right, they got them at 8 and 9, third.
8 and 9. Get the hell out of here.
They've got a rookie offensive coordinator who's a backup quarterback in the league 5 minutes ago. Could take some time for him and Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts. Will he be okay under center more? Using extensive preset motion, delivering the ball quickly to get on the same page amid a challenging early slate, a stretch that could determine whether or not Philadelphia gets back to the playoffs and almost entirely reconfigured.
Back to the playoffs?
Almost entirely
reconfigured. Do they see the defense?
Wideout cores add to Hurts' burden, but there's certainly enough talent for the two-time defending division champs to be a factor.
8 and 9? You look on the other side of the ball?
You got the Commanders 9 and 8.
Get the hell out of here with the Commanders. I hate the Commanders. No way.
Hey, let me give a shout out. I just saw it. Randy Simon, our man Corey's dad.
Hey!
Morning, VG. This is Corey's dad. Changed my viewing habits to watch Cuzba before leaving for dialysis. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, buddy boy. You're the man, Rand. You're the man. I keep telling Corey to bring you in. So one of these days, you got to come in.
He's good. I did a show with Corey yesterday. Philly. He peppers Corey with some questions in the chat.
Yeah. When did you did it yesterday?
Yeah, I did yesterday. They did. I don't know
why
they
did
did
it Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do Friday.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Coming up, we got a lot of fun for you. Mikey G. Mikey's on the camp tour, so we'll get to Mike. Mike has been with Baldy. I feel left out of the group.
Oh, you have to. This is
I mean, it's Mike and Baldy, my guys.
FOMO to the max.
Oh, I got stone FOMO. I can't even watch the reports sometime. I'm like, oh, man, why I'm not there.
Should have been me.
Well, I want to be with them, like third man. You know, it's a triad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we'll talk to Mikey G. EJ with his camp report is coming up at 9:55. Devon to talk about Jaylen Brown. Love it, JB. We got our Rothman Doc today. We're going to be talking hamstrings. And, of course, TV Todd. So stacked Friday, as always. Let's talk about our friends. Let's talk about the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. I got another one for you.
Oh.
I've been reading the Phillies. I've been on fire with the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
I got another one for you.
All right.
Wheeler. Dominant performance tonight. All right?
All right.
So go Wheeler over outs recorded and go Wheeler over strikeouts.
The strikeouts is 7.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go, in fact,
7.
I'd say
6.5.
go the latter. 7, 8, 9, 10.
His,
all right?
His outs are 17.5.
Over. All right? Tell you, Wheeler dominates a depleted Blue Jays lineup tonight. Now, the only thing you got to worry about is weather, so that there's no stoppage. Because he got stuck in that on Sunday when he pitched, and I thought he pitched well Sunday, and then the long rain delay didn't come back. So check that out. New customers get $500 casino bonus back, 250 spins on the new Sahara slot game. BetParks.com's got all the details. Got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. What if you can have reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and keep it the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. It's Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, finds and fixes problems. And before you notice, some super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6 cents, and it lets you stream the game even when the whole family's online. Now, I need it, right? So I was doing a radio show last night. I got the Hall of Fame game on. Massimo is playing his video game. Anthony's downstairs playing a video game. Massimo was up till 3:30 in the video. I freaked out last night. And then he said to me, turn the air conditioner up, all right? It's like a bleeping sauna in here. Wi-Fi should stay reliable. The price should stay put. Get it. Lock in your price. Unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more, Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Yeah, this kid, I go, dude, bed now. What are you doing?
You were complaining the other day at 1 a.m. It's 3 a.m. But maybe the kid can't sleep because it's so hot. It's like a sauna in your house. He can't sleep. I mean, I can't sleep when I'm hot either.
It was not that hot. It was not. I don't like heat.
I came upstairs?
I was downstairs. The problem is I got done at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Right? So now I'm wired. I've had 17 cups of coffee, right, during my show, and I'm wired.
Yeah.
So I the Hall of Fame. I'm on the Hall of Fame high.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like the whole nine. And I come up, it's 3:30 by the time, and that pump is still up.
Because the heat collects in the second floor. It's hot up there.
No, it's not. So it's like 72 degrees. So anyway, I said, I'm laying in bed, I get the text. Turn the air up. It's like a bleeping sauna in here.
It's like he's a superstar.
Then my wife goes,
he's a superstar.
My wife goes, that's your child. All right, joining us. He's been killing it all over the NFL. You want insight, stories, information? You got to go to our man, South Philadelphia's own Mike Garofolo on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line.
Football writer who loves his flyers, South Philly to Jersey. He's the NFL's mighty.
Well, and he just tweeted 24 seconds ago, Lane Johnson returned to the team.
Look, he's on top of everything. Can I just say this?
24 seconds ago.
Can I say this? My heart was a little hurt. I'm watching my two boys just being the great team that they are, covering the sport I love, and I just had serious FOMO. I was like, I need to be with Mikey and Baldy.
It would have been. You really would have been complete, right? We would have had you in there.
Complete me.
I mean, I don't know who's gonna get a word in at that point, but it would have been great. And you know what? We're not done yet. We got Washington on Saturday. I think that might be my last stop with him, as I said. But we've been together like 5 times now. We did.
I know. It's been awesome.
Giants, Eagles, Jets, Washington. I feel like I'm missing one. I'm back in Philly on Monday. MJD is with me. I'm in Buffalo with Kyle. So no, I think I'm done with Baldy for now. But yeah, that would have been awesome, man.
I mean, you guys are the best. It was great. I couldn't get enough of it. I love the fact when you were here that you stayed home. Proud of you. Stayed at mom and dad. Stayed in your room. Right?
They're here now too. By the way, they're watching our kids. We went to a concert last night.
Oh, nice, dude. That's good. That's the best. You know, the greatest is like you can walk right to the Jefferson Health Facility from mom and dad's. It's right there.
Yeah. Jefferson Health Facility. We actually, Baldy, I think, was the one that called it NovaCare. And we had to stop down. Stop, start again. Jefferson Health Facility. It was. And I had we went to Pastificio for lunch because they get it to us real quick.
You see Meatball?
No, I had a cutlet.
No, Meatball. Meatball's one of the owners.
Oh, sorry. Yes. No. We didn't. Somebody delivered or picked it up or something. But I had a cutlet with Sharp and Rob. I was like, oh yeah, that was exactly what I needed.
Yeah, you don't eat like that. And then on the outposts.
I was gonna grab. So I walked by the Rita's truck and I was like, nah, that's just the you don't need that right now. You're on the road. And then I was like, you know what? Should have got. So I was gonna grab a water ice on the way out, and then it just started dumping buckets, and I was just like, I just went right on the 295 to get out of there.
All right. What did you?
My daughter loves water ice, by the way. So she heard me say that. And she's outside the office, like
you gotta listen. That's beautiful. Water ice is the greatest.
So I was on FaceTime with her when they were like, all right, we got Swedish fish, cherry, and all of a sudden her face just dropped because she was an hour and a half away. And I was like, oh, yeah, right. I promised her. Monday I'm coming down with a cooler, okay? And I'm going to make sure it's on ice and I bring it back to her.
What's her favorite flavor?
There's nothing like sour blue something, like that. I'm a Pops chocolate guy, right?
You're
like, right.
Yeah.
She wants some exotic, disgusting.
The kids
apple.
love blue. Whatever blue is,
Rita's,
blue Gatorade, blue water ice. They love the blue.
They put the sprinkle on. Come on, sour blue what? Puncher.
There you go. God bless that angel. God bless her. Oh, I love it. So what did you learn? Let's start Eagles before we go around the camp. What did you learn, you guys, with Jaylen? Baldy gave me a little snippet about Jaylen, throwing with his feet and kind of redoing the whole position. Yeah. What were your observations?
Yeah, I remember 2013, 14, McAdoo comes to the Giants. And that's why I remember really being introduced to the concept of the feet are going to take you. Now, that's part of the whole tree. I mean, this tree is enormous. Now, we're calling it the Shanahan-McVay tree, but it's got roots and sprouts and branches all over the place at this point. And no one system is the same, but it's a lot of, stretch runs. You're play actioning off of that. And a lot of the passing concepts are similar. Although, one of the things we were saying the other day was that McVay was a heavy 11 personnel guy. Well, now he's 4 tight ends on the field at a time guy, right?
Yeah.
Like he's on the other. So, but it can give you, I remember, a couple of years ago, the game in Philly, maybe during COVID. I think it was during COVID. There was nobody and I covered it. It was Philly, Eagles, Rams. and just the fits that offense gave that day when it is on, and it's just if you can't stop the outside zone, then you can't stop the inside zone, and then you can't stop the play. Like, it just creates a lot of headaches. So you saw that, we're not supposed to talk about deployment of personnel and all these things in these training camp practices, but obviously we know that that's a big part of the offense. And a lot of these quarterbacks that are running the system don't have the threat to run off of that as well. That's going to be a part of it too with Jaylen as well. So you and I, we got too far into, not necessarily we, but just the collective we got too far into what Jaylen can't do last year. And now it's going to be about what he can do and about. I started it. So Eli had to learn the footwork that was going to take him there with McAdoo. That's where I was going with this. Sorry. And he wound up being, between him and Odell, and he was incredibly productive under McAdoo those first couple of years. So, a lot of times, middle of a career, this comes in, it's something new. It can be a good thing for a guy.
Yeah, I think he's in a great headspace too.
He was smiling. He was, we've done some of these interviews, and he's looked a little tight. He's not going to give you a ton of emotion. I actually had it was one of the replies to our video was guys like, Jaylen would have had to have a concussion and knock senseless 3 years ago to show this much emotion, which I thought was great. Like I appreciated a fan looking at that and seeing how much he was smiling and how loose he was. Look, we were actually on air before, and the guys in studio were like, "Oh, they're gonna have Jaylen. I wonder if they're gonna ask him about AJ." But and we were listening, and I looked at Baldy, and I was like, not because we're not trying to ruffle any feathers or anything, but that's gone. That's over. That's in the past.
That's already been addressed. Like, he's not going to.
Yeah,
it's not about. That's not the story anymore. The story's not that.
Right, but I think having moved on now, and not having, just like the offense, like at times last year it was, we got to get the ball to 11 because we don't want that to become a thing. We got to do it early in the game to get them in the flow and all this stuff. That's not the way this is going to operate now. And not just because Devontae Smith is not that dude, but because that's how the offense works.
Right.
Your feet take you here. Okay, that's the first read based on where you are. That's not here, or even if you see it before that, you're moving on to the next one. That's not there. Boom, you're moving on. So he's going to have to go through the progressions in that regard.
It's more of a pure progression offense. And the answers are built in for you. So it's not like you got to read a lot pre-snap.
Yeah.
Like you're like, the answers are, that's the beauty of the offense and why they always say it's quarterback friendly.
Well, it is, but the sometimes that leads people to say like, oh, well, anybody could run it.
No.
Like Brock Purdy was getting paid. Why? Because he's running an offense that's tailor-made to set him up for success. You still have to. I mean, you're still there with 300 pound dudes wanting to take your head off in 2.5 seconds. So you got to execute and you got to go through it. So it's part of it. It's not like an autopilot type. It's not like you're driving the Tesla these days where it's just driving for you. It's not that. So he's going to have to process it, and it's going to be into the regular season. I'm seeing all these numbers last night from the Hall of Fame game, and I'm like, okay, great. Now let's see what happens when the defense has some answers for some of these guys, Haynes King and Carson Beck and all these guys.
I loved it. I will tell you, I loved every second of it.
Of course you did. Yeah.
It was fabulous. And I love watching quarterbacks, and I watched Carson Beck his whole career. I watched Haynes King his whole career at Georgia Tech. I was invested in it.
Listen, King, the upside to King is a guy that is the scrappy, win you a one game or come in late, and he built a career out of being a backup in that regard. When things break down, because a lot of times you need. I remember talking to a coach years ago. I'm like, if you have a backup quarterback that's not a scrambler, you're in trouble because stuff's going to break down because they don't get the reps during the week, and you want him to be able to create with his legs, and he did it there at the end of the game. So good for Haynes.
Yeah, it was great. Back to Jaylen. One of the things that I'm excited about in his evolution as a quarterback is when we're talking about the feet, it's not even where the foot is, because the feet, you do throw with it. Your feet have to be set. They're going to be pointed correctly, the whole thing. But also his drops, right? Like last year, his 3-step drop was like 2.5 steps, right? His 5-step drop was like 4.5 or even 5.5. Like the precision wasn't there, and it feels like there's a lot of emphasis on the precision of his footwork and just the mechanical pieces of playing quarterback, ball handling, play action, all that stuff when you're going to go on a boot and everything else.
Yeah, individual drill. That's what we were watching, individual drills closely. I don't know that you ever really sort of do that when you're on these camp tours. It's like, all right, what time's the team portion of practice? But we're watching that, and that'll give you a clue as to what they want from him and what they want to do. And it's good that you've got a coordinator who played the position before, right? When you're
Yeah.
going to do that kind of stuff, because he understands it, and he was asked to do it himself, and it'll help him, communicate things with him directly. I heard you before we came on about the inexperience with Mannion. Not you saying that, but you were quoting someone else.
USA
He
Today.
was.
VG was talking about the USA Today that picked the Eagles 8
Yeah.
and 9.
Well, I worked with Nate Davis, who did that. I love Nate, so I'm not gonna, And listen, it's great. You should have debates about records this
Right.
time of year. It's awesome.
I get it.
But no, while I mean, Mannion was a coach in waiting while he was playing and preparing things, and it's an extension of that. And he understood that his career was not going to be the longest in the NFL. So it's like, I want to coach. I want to transition to that. So he started working with the coaches and doing things himself to prepare himself. So let's see if all that preparation can pay off. Yeah, I mean, I keep hearing about Declan Doyle down in Baltimore, about what a genius this guy is. Like, you have no idea. This guy's going to be offensive coordinator, head coach candidate right away. We've got a lot of these guys this year. Mannion, David Blau in Washington, some of them former quarterbacks.
Another backup quarterback.
Some of these guys are going to emerge quickly. Like, why can't it be Mannion? It just feels like, sort of because he's in Philly, people think that way, because it's just the way that people think about the Eagles. And meanwhile, Declan Doyle is being hailed as the next young offensive genius. So,
no, I'm with you. Now let's talk about, there's a couple concerning pieces. The receivers, and obviously Lemon being sidelined with the hammy. Tight end depth, you're going to need the tight end heavily, and you're going to make sure that Goddard's healthy. So if there's any concern, I mean, you look at the wideouts and the targets.
Yeah, and that's why I asked Jaylen the other day, like, who's emerging as your number two, and I said, yeah, I know how he thinks. Like, it may not even be like a number two. It's just this group of receivers, and one week somebody might pop, another week another guy might pop, and maybe it's Wicks who you could see him practicing with the confidence of knowing the system and knowing what's required of him. It was a bummer that Devontae wasn't practicing. I would have loved to have seen him live, and maybe he will be by Monday. But yeah, it's going to have to be guys emerging that maybe we're not looking at right now. I mean, he name checked Darius Cooper. Is he going to come out and be your number two wide receiver? Maybe he's your fourth, and he's making. We had 9 last year, so maybe he triples that, and he's around 30 catches this year or something like that. And you go, oh, okay, Jaylen was right. Like, he emerged. I don't know that he's your number two type guy, and so we'll see as that comes along. It's hard. I mean, Hollywood Brown can still burn. Like, that's if the day he can't burn is the day he's not playing. He's not on an NFL roster, so he can give you a little bit of that too. It is interesting though, the different body types that you're working with at that receiver position, and how they're going to use them. I mean, you got to be able to move these guys around.
Yeah, it's funny. I thought the same thing about Wicks. I said this earlier in the week. I'm like, I think Wicks winds up being a guy, kind of a security blanket for him, because body type, right? The bigger receiver, good hands, familiar with the system. I could see Wicks being getting a lot of volume.
Yeah, and this could be good for him, as he was sort of one of the guys there in Green Bay, and maybe he emerges and shows he's more than that, and asked more of him. All of a sudden, he delivers. He's a good player. I mean, you'd always see him. You'd be like, wow, that's a really good, kind of sort of, because he's tucked into that group there. But I feel like that's what they want, right? They sort of, this offense, they want that to be.
I mean, that's all I was in Green Bay. I mean,
Well, and you're coming off like, oh, there's our number one, and again, forcing him the ball and trying to get him the ball, and not having to think that way now.
So, I get the idea when people are talking about, the offense, the early struggles, and, see how long until the thing starts to kind of connect.
I was making a case that, like, I feel like it could be a good thing. There's a lot of unscouted stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the reverse, like, it's what are you going to do when all of a sudden they've got stuff on tape and they start to give you answers to what you're doing the first 4
Great
weeks?
point.
I feel like it could go the other way. We'll see.
It's a great point. You could have this, then that, before you get back to the equilibrium.
Yeah.
That's a great point you bring up. But the one thing that they have as an advantage is they got that defense. And that defense can be special. That defense is good.
Yeah. And you add, Reek Woolen, his size. It's funny, Baldy was asking, who are we talking to? One of the guys after practice about his size. And they said, no, it's the size and the fluidity and speed combination. Like, he can stay in his back pedal longer because he knows he can flip and turn and go. So there may be teams around the league that by the end of the season are going, she should have paid that guy, right? Because especially in this system, especially alongside what he's playing, and the fact that he can give you that length on the outside and that allows you to move guys around, and Coop can bounce to a few places on defense and give you that flexibility. Michael Carter too, as well, can give you a little bit of flexibility. He had a nice play the other day on a ball down the field. It's as good as they were last year. It's like they could be even better. It's silly.
Yeah, I think Jalen Hunt is going to have a big year. He's the one guy, another guy that they're going to look that they'll keep, that they'll pay.
Yeah, well, you can't pay everybody, and that's why Moro Ajomo is about to get a huge bag from somebody else. He'll be this year's Milton Williams potentially.
Yes.
And that helps. I mean, that helps because you go, okay, well, Milton went there and he was effective, and they've got those two guys, like, they know what they're doing there, and a lot of places are running Vic style defenses anyway, right? So these guys that are familiar with that system and defense, that's why it's $64 million combined invested in Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis per season. There's a reason why they did that, not just because the guys are good, but because that's what they need in this defense to be successful.
Yeah, that's exactly it. All right. So let's kind of go through some of your travels, all right? Let's look at, you were in Washington?
Not yet. We're going to Washington on Saturday.
All right. So give me your stops, because I want league.
We turned nothing drives people crazy more than media complaining about travel, but the Giants facility is right there. And then I had to go to West Virginia to go see them. They're renovating their facility, and it's not going to be done until next year. And the World Cup slowed things down, so they made the decision in the spring. You know what? We're just going to take the pressure off for the first week and a half.
Yeah,
they're going to go to the Greenbrier, which I said, why did you go back to Albany? They used to be at Albany, and they're like, well, for Albany they would have had to bring all their stuff, whereas the Greenbrier has this facility on site that they built. I didn't realize this. They built it because Sean Payton suggested to build football fields there, and they listened to him. Wow. So anyway, Giants are better. They're talented. Your question's probably going to lie in the quarterback, and he made mistakes there. And Harbaugh's not going to tell us, but you could see sort of in his eyes, he's okay. We're gonna clean this up, right? Like, we're gonna leave this in West Virginia. The first day I was there was an interception by the defensive lineman to end practice. He just gave and the dude picked it off and took a knee. And Harbaugh tried to be diplomatic about it but you could see, like, he was happy about the defensive lineman making the play, but you're also in training camp, you're taking away his legs because he's not running. That's going to have to be a big part of what he's doing. That's just the way they're going to have to play. And Greg Roman is there. So Roman's going to be.
Man, they ran so much read option with him last year. I did not like that. I mean, I hate imperiling my quarterback that way, man. I know he's a tough kid, but he's just not going to stay long.
He's not the biggest dude, though. Like, he's not,
I know.
I remember hearing early on, because Joe Shane was in Buffalo and Daboll was in Buffalo. And it was like, the Josh Allen comparisons. Like, Josh Allen is
big,
20% bigger than him, So it was like, I don't know, you want him living that lifestyle. So he's going to have to learn that, and Harbaugh's going to be all over him for that. The offensive coaches, whether it's Nagy or Brian Callahan, these guys are going to be all over him to make sure he's playing safe. They're going to run the football. Scatterboo is the kind of guy that when you have a shattered ankle like that, that's the mentality you want going back, because a lot of other guys would be thinking about that. That won't even be in the front part of his brain as he's out there again. He's smarter than you think he is, by the way.
Oh, I know, Jack.
As he said, I do dumb stuff all the time. So, Yeah, they'll be good. They'll be really good on defense. They'll be good up front. Denard Wilson's the defensive coordinator, getting a lot of praise. So, yeah, I mean,
Are they
that's the
8-9,
7
and 9? Are they like
yeah,
a
that's their
7 and 7?
window. Like
Yeah.
I've got the way I think of it is like what's the range? For
Right,
each
7
team
to 9 range type of thing.
Some teams are like this, airtight. To me, they're airtight. Like they're not going to win 13, they're not going to lose 13.
Right.
Then there's some teams like, I don't know, the Cowboys, where it's like you can't even fit it in the frame. Like I think it could be boom or bust down there.
Yeah.
So I think Giants are middle of the pack.
All right. What about
Washington? I haven't gone to Washington, but I heard you talk about Washington, and I think we tend to agree there.
Yeah, I mean, I know they
Just
got
too many
Diggs and
question
all,
marks.
and I think this division is between the Eagles and the Cowboys. I mean, I just think,
I would agree with that.
you know.
Yeah.
What did you learn from? You were in New England too, right?
I was in New England. Yeah.
What was AJ? What was AJ like?
AJ was, just like Jaylen, right? He's like, he's smiling, he's happy, he's loose, he's loving life. As a wide receiver, I don't want to lump him in as like the diva guy. But as a wide receiver, like even in his words, like he wanted to feel the love. It wasn't about numbers. It's like, I want to feel the love. I want to be able to go out and make plays for my team to help us win. That's the mentality there.
I believe that. Knowing him, that's real. Like he's a guy that needs this all the time. He needs the love. Yeah, you're the man. Way to go. All that. Like he craves it, needs it.
I would love the psychological deep dive on that, on where that comes from, and how you stroke that. But it's also not like just words of like, oh, you're awesome. It's let me put it on you.
Yes.
So that listen.
Yeah.
And you know this. He does so much for people behind the scenes, teammates and people in that building that we'll never know about. It's been alluded to. Like you got a problem, AJ will help you out. Like so it's not just a football mentality with him. It's he wants to be the guy that gets things done. And so look, the Patriots are going to be well coached. They're physical. The guys that they signed and Elijah Vera Tucker, former Jets guard, if he stays healthy, will probably be the signing of the offseason because he's incredibly talented, just hasn't been able to stay on the field for freakish type injuries. And they added Romeo Doubs. He's going to be a baller for them. I mean, they upgraded wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 coming off a Super Bowl. Kind of crazy.
Know.
You don't often see that.
No,
not upgraded because Diggs was there, but they swapped out is what I'm trying to say. So
I think it's net positive for them.
They'll be good. I mean, it's going to be. I remember Ron Rivera saying that the 2016 opener, which was a Super Bowl rematch, hung over that team for the greater part of the first half of the season or whatever it was, and they did not have a great year. Could be excuse making. I don't know. Let's see how Vrabel handles that.
Do you? What? Because everybody's got them circled as a regression team. Do you buy it?
The Patriots?
Yeah.
No, I just think they're too good and too well coached.
Yeah.
And Daniel Jeremiah was on with us that day, and we were talking about that. And I said, look, it's the roster got better, and he said, yeah, they could be a team that is a better team, but yet doesn't go nearly as far as they did last year, if that makes any sense. And I understand where he's
coming it's from. Like the Chicago thing. You and I talk about Chicago, and they could be a better team and not win as many games as they did.
Yeah, I think, but I just think that Chicago's going to be right around what they won last year, if not more. New England could win 10 games and lose in the divisional round or lose a wild card game or whatever. But on paper and through the depth chart, could be a better team. Here's how I can best explain it. 2 years ago, it was like, who's our number 1 wide receiver? And everybody was panicking. Now it's like, who's the backup guard? Right.
Right.
Those are the issues they're having up there. So their roster has come a really long way. Elliott Wolf, along with Vrabel, has done a nice job there.
Yeah, they also got, they're going to be playing at a 2-team division. So that's the other advantage. Because though you were in New York,
they will be.
How bad is the Jet thing? I guess Sadiq's having some problems.
Who is?
Kenyon Sadiq.
Yeah, he's got, from what I understand, it's like a scar tissue in relation to the rookie. So not like an aggravation of the injury. It's just we've got to and obviously you're keeping the long-term interest of the kid in mind. The other thing, and we talked about this plenty, Ant, is that he's so smart that his mental reps are going to be better than some other ones. It's like somebody was there. It's like, we obviously would love to have him out here taking reps on the field, but at least we know he's coming along with the mental stuff as he's watching along. Because I told you his pre-draft interviews, he crushed those.
I love that kid.
Their schedule's not the hardest either, the Jets. So if they come out of this thing with like 6 wins, wouldn't surprise me. Maybe 7. They're talented. They're talented in a lot of places. They added Minkah Fitzpatrick. They've got edge rushers. David Bailey's been excellent, speed to power type stuff as a rookie pass rusher. The guys they already had there. I just, how do you get behind Geno, right? Like, how do you,
Nah.
They're giving me the lip service of, I shouldn't say lip service. That makes it. I mean, they're telling. They may believe it. It's not bogus. But like, I know you guys think he's a bridge quarterback. He could be our guy for a couple of years. Now,
wow.
The other thing that I want to dispel is everybody's like, well, they got 3 first-round picks. Even if they're not, if they win too many games, they can use those picks to get up to draft. Listen, if you're a team number 1 or number 2 overall, you need a quarterback. So 3 first-round picks is not going to get you out of there if you've got Arch Manning or whoever it is that you're going to wind up drafting up top of the. So this notion that like, the Jets can still win games and still do it. It helps. You also don't want to have 3 first-round picks that you have to burn in a trade. You'd like to use them all. So
right.
Let's see how this is. Cade Klubnik is the Jets always have. Jets fan base always has a 3rd, 4th, 5th round pick quarterback that they fall in love with. Hackenberg was a 2, which he shouldn't have been. Bryce Petty.
Wow, that's bust out.
But like you would hear it from my Jet fan friends. So this year it's Klubnik. Cade Klubnik is the truth. So I was telling him, not if you saw yesterday's practice.
Listen, I told you what at Clemson, he wasn't a kid that would translate to the league. Good college player, not going to translate to the league. What what's going on in Atlanta? Poor Kevin Stefanski goes from quarterback hell to quarterback just hell, but like a little bit better of a ring. Like not as much fire, but still fire. Who's going to play? They're both dinged already.
Tua's got a back issue. Is that what they're terming it? A back issue?
Yeah.
He knew what Penix's situation was when he went down there. So, and when you take a head coaching job, it's not like, oh, we're looking at this seat. You're looking at it for the long haul.
No,
I will add this about Atlanta. Apparently, Matt Ryan and Ian Cunningham have done. Ian Cunningham with his Eagles roots have done a really good job there as far as showing that they're ready for the job. And they did a lot of contract negotiations this offseason. I kept hearing from the agent side, man, those guys were awesome. They handled stuff so well. They were forthright and honest. And, we knew where we stood the whole time. It never got contentious. And then inside the building, the way that they're operating as a front office, apparently. So, it's a previous regime's quarterback that got drafted, which you can always, that's not our guy. You can sell it to the owner. That's not our guy. We wouldn't have done that. And you can, if they have to move on from him at some point. But they're supposedly doing a nice job there for the long haul.
It was fascinating. Like all the new coaches, like there's great, like I was listening to Chirico talk about it and Collins were talking about last night. All the new coaches in the league, man, you got 10 new coaches. And, and you got like a guy like McCarthy who it's fascinating stuff.
It is. There was a lot more movement this past year than we thought. And with those numbers, you're going to have a first-year head coach, even if it's a guy that has been a head coach before, like McCarthy. You're going to have a first-year coach go deep into the playoffs. Not just make the playoffs, but go deep. You're going to have multiple probably making the playoffs here, obviously. And who can cut the mustard? Joe Brady is an interesting one because there's no honeymoon there, right?
No.
You got to go. You're not like, 9-8. Okay, we're building on something here. Like, you got to go.
You got to win. I mean, that's just bottom line. Like, you got to do what Gruden did in Tampa. Like, you got to go to Tampa.
New stadium too.
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
Yeah.
You were the coordinator. You were not handpicked by the quarterback, but he was involved in the head coaching. Search. So there's a lot of heat on Joe Brady.
Yeah. I don't know. I got a weird feeling about them. I think that this is not their year.
It's funny because every other year we thought it was their year.
Yeah,
over the
that's
last
true.
5 weeks.
That's true.
With we in general. And then if it's not right, how about McDermott being a hot head coaching candidate next spring? Where you go, oh wait a second,
Oh yeah, well yeah, Sean will be back. I think Sean will be back next year. I mean,
no
I
doubt,
think
no doubt. But I'm saying it's
he's
the
expecting
worse
it.
the worse that goes up there, the more shine on his star.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. Anything else that kind of struck you during your travels?
What team did I not mention? We did Patriots, Jets, Eagles. Where else was I? They all run together, Ant. They all run together. I tell you what. Since you're a big college football guy, Malachi Fields.
Yes.
With the Giants.
Yes, Notre Dame.
He'll have an impact immediately.
I can see it. Notre Dame. Receiver. Listen, I love those Notre Dame kids. Love's in Arizona, and Jadarian Price. I think wins that job. He'll be a bell cow back. He's got fresh legs. Not a lot of tread on it.
You want to go bold prediction? Jadarian Price outrushes Jeremiah Love this year, which
totally
is,
right.
Yeah,
totally right. Well, I mean, look at the O-line, right? Like, look at the whole thing. I completely agree. I love Price. I was telling one of the fantasy guys, I'm like, dude, you should be all over Price. Price is going to be, first of all, I don't know when's he coming back?
Charbonnet. It'll be into the season. It'll be into the season. And in Atlanta, it won't take but they signed Algier. They paid Algier. So he's going to get the ball. You know what I mean? So if you wind up like Jadarian Price, rookie of the year, coming out of the same backfield, drafted way later than the guy at number 3, it'd be not funny, but it'd be a pretty point. And Freeman loved. We had Freeman on Good Morning Football and at the Notre Dame Pro Day, and both times he was like, if this kid was elsewhere, and a feature back, dude, he would have been
star.
Drafted. Yeah.
Because by the way, he catches the ball out of the backfield. Like we just saw the 3 running backs get paid this week, right? And Price is in that mold where he's dangerous when you get him the ball in space.
Yeah. Yep, he's a player.
Brother, awesome. I love it, man. You're killing it. It's so great. You're just killing it. So you're on to Washington and
then Philly on Monday. So why don't you call
Eagles.
out? Why don't you call out? Just call out. Why didn't Anthony Gargano call out of the Anthony Gargano show and just come hang with me? What do you think?
Oh, I would love that. I may have to do that. That's great. I love it. And then we'll see you and Big Dom with a photo on the Instagram.
Must be all going in and out of the air conditioning. A little something. Or do the show from camp. How about that?
Yes. I may have to call Howie, see if I can get that done. That'd be a good idea.
See if he hits you back.
He'll hit me back. He'll usually be like, you got to talk to Bob.
Yeah.
I love you, cuz. Just call Bob, all right?
Call Bob. And then, the best part is, then I call Bob, and Bob goes, let me check with Howie.
Yeah, exactly. Like, all right. Brother, you're the best. God bless the girls. Great. You're killing it. This is your time.
Yeah. Everybody, tweet me your water ice orders for Monday.
That's right. I like it. That's awesome. Love you, pal. Great stuff.
All right, see you guys. Love you, pal.
There he is, Mikey G, on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line. Hey, I might have to go Monday. You want to do the show Monday?
Yeah.
When are you going to Spain?
Last week.
Right.
Right after
so
the
maybe
show,
I'll go to camp. I need a camp day. I got to go see.
You do need a camp.
I need to go see Dom, too. I got to get my gear.
Can't Dom just get you in? Doesn't he trump Bob and Howie?
Yeah, I could.
Just walk you in.
I could get.
Here's a 9-year walk in.
Yeah. I could do it from his office. Actually, I probably should. I actually probably could do it from his office.
The show?
Yeah. I'll ask him. He's got the computer at his desk.
I got a roadcaster backpack.
Can I just? Well, I don't. You couldn't be there.
Why?
I mean,
I'll sign an NDA. I'm good.
Yeah. You might fold on the questioning.
No, dude, come on, man.
I know. I vouched for
North Catholic. We don't fold on.
Listen, I vouched for you. I vouched for you. Jules Rules. What's I know EJ, Nick's late and he's in the. Oh, he's here? So just go right to him? Okay, great. We can go to break first? All right, let's go to break. And then we come back with our man, the Eagles insider, EJ Smith. But first, a word from our friends.
Hey, if you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your home, this is it. Ashley's Labor Day sale is happening right now with some of the lowest prices of the season. You'll find hot buys for every room starting at just $4.99, plus find savings up to $1,000 store-wide, and with 0% interest for 60 months and buy now, pay later financing. How about that? It's never been easier to bring your home the furniture you've been eyeing. Don't wait. Shop Ashley's Labor Day sale in-store or online, or take advantage of these incredible savings while they last. For the past 30 years, Golden Nugget Jewelers has operated out of the very same location in the heart of Philadelphia. Customers from across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, even Baltimore, New York City have come to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement ring, wedding band, or gift. Their staff is highly trained and dedicated to providing a personalized experience. I've gone there a couple of times. I had to replace a diamond in a ring. I had to get a necklace. They're not pushy. The staff is super informative. It's just a great shopping experience. They have a vast selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and everything else you could think of. You receive a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they're family-owned. They've been operating since 1987, right there on Chestnut Street at 8th in downtown Philadelphia. You deserve an expert, and you deserve the best price. Golden Nugget Jeweler, where Philly gets engaged. Visit goldennuggetjewelry.com. Hey, if you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your home, this is it. Ashley's Labor Day sale is happening right now with some of the lowest prices of the season. You'll find hot buys for every room starting at just $4.99, plus find savings up to $1,000 store-wide, and with 0% interest for 60 months and buy now, pay later financing. How about that? It's never been easier to bring your home the furniture you've been eyeing. Don't wait. Shop Ashley's Labor Day sale in-store or online, or take advantage of these incredible savings while they last.
Give me that Eagles insider. Oh, dude, you look great, man. Look at you.
Another beautiful day. Another beautiful
Coach
day.
Smith.
Training camp.
Dude, now you really look like a coach with the field in the background, right? with the coach shirt, the hat. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always said this would have been my fallback, coaching football.
Inside the Nest, brought to us by our good friends. We've talked about Rita's, all the treats from Rita's, and they bring us our Eagles insider, EJ Smith, who should be coaching the D-line right now.
Give Clint Hurtt another year. He gets hired as a DC, and then maybe they'll call me, right?
Exactly. Listen, we'll get Clint. We got to get that done, man. I think that'd be perfect. You'd be great coaching the D-line. I can totally see it.
Yeah, I got a prediction for you. I think today's the day we get our first fight of training camp. It's hot out here. They got the pads on. I think they're going to have pads today and tomorrow. Been a little feisty the last few practices. I think we're getting a fight today. I think this is going to be the first fight of camp.
I love a fight. The first training camp fight. Let's go, EJ. It's on. Dude, before we get into what Nick said and everything else, did you watch that game last night?
I watched the first half. I'll be honest with you. I had to get some prep work done, so I turned it off at halftime, but I enjoyed it. It was a great game. A lot of
it
juice.
was the greatest Hall of Fame game ever. It was
completely
unbelievable.
Agree. Yeah. No, Carson Beck looked good. What's it?
Haynes King, dude. Georgia's finest.
Yeah, no, you look good. You look really good. I don't like the Panthers' new helmets, though. I know you're a helmets guy. I don't like the sparkle helmet. I don't need sparkles on the helmet. Yeah, too flashy.
Yeah, I don't like the sparkle.
Yeah.
I like muted more than the sparkle.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
All right. So fill us in. What Nick say? What's been the talk of the scuttlebutt down at Jefferson Health?
Yeah. Well, you had Mike G on, and he did a good job with the scoop this morning with Lane being back. But I can confirm I've got eyes on Lane. And that is the biggest news of the day down here is that, Lane's back at practice. after missing 4 straight practices with what the team called a non-injury related excused absence. So yeah, it's good to see him back out here. Outside of that, it's going to be interesting to see how things look. The Eagles' best offensive practice came after a walkthrough on Monday. And this is the same situation today where they're coming off a walkthrough. I imagine that they have reviewed some of the stuff that they've gone over. Might not be as explicit a review day as it was on Monday, but yeah, I still think it's going to be a good day to evaluate the offense, especially with the pads on. It'll be good to see what the pass rush looks like today.
Ooh, that's going to be good, man. That's right. I agree with you. I can see it.
Yeah.
You can smell a fight in the air. It's hot, muggy, right? It's good camp fight weather.
We got a cameo here too. Here, let me see if I can turn my camera around. We got Kelsey, Jason Kelsey. I don't know if you can see him out there.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's great.
Hanging out with the O-line. I've always said with Kelsey, it's like a shame that he's so talented because he would have been a great O-line coach.
Great coach.
He would have just been an excellent coach in general. Like whenever you see him out here, it just looks so natural. It looks like it's where he belongs. So,
I'll be honest with you. I
cool.
think he should just forego this whole media thing, right?
Yeah.
He did it. He mastered it. He made $1 zillion. Now go coach because he'd be such a great coach. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, he really does. He looks like a fish in water out there. He's good with the media too, but yeah, he's looking slim. He looks like a good O-line coach out here right now. So
he does.
Be interesting to see. Kelsey being here makes it even more likely that today is a fight day, by the way.
Yeah.
I feel like, he's going to bring some of that energy, some of that intensity to practice.
We got any odds on? Like, who do you think is going to be the instigator?
It's a good question. Dontavian Wicks has been feisty the last few practices. And I don't know if you guys saw, Jaylen was raving about the rage that Dontavian Wicks has inside of him. Jaylen said that this is a time of camp. This is a time of camp where you can kind of tell who's got that rage, that internal rage, in a good way, that fire. And he said, Dontavian Wicks, he's got that. So I think you could see it with him, maybe him and Quinion, him and Reek Woolen. I could see that. I could see a wide receiver DB fight. Yeah.
There's some good face mask grabbing there.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. What was Nick? What's up with Nick today?
Nick's always kind of like, you got to parse through what he talked about. He talked about the pre-snap penalties. This is something that, in a month we might be talking about this. I got Swoop in the background here. Say hi to Cuz, yeah. The pre-snap penalties might be something we end up talking about in a month from now. You hope not, but we have seen a lot of them. They're working on a new cadence. And I think that they've kind of progressed into different types of cadence, silent count, on the road, stuff like that. And that has contributed to some sloppiness pre-snap. Nick said, as you guys might be able to hear right now, it's always loud at practice. They pump in crowd noise, they pump in loud music. And that's in hopes of preparing them for the game environments where they're going to need to be able to have this stuff ironed out. But right now it is something they're still working through. So that was something from Nick that I thought was noteworthy. The other thing I found noteworthy from Nick was on Mekhi Lemon. He said that the priority is just to get him back healthy, because as important as it is for him to get these reps with the offense, I think right now their mindset is we just got to get this guy back on the field. Obviously, this has been a recurring injury for him. All indications were that he worked hard in the spring to get back. So the fact that he's sidelined right now and the priority is going to be getting him back healthy, I think is noteworthy. But I mean, in his absence, we've seen a lot of Dontavian Wicks. And I know you said it before. I've said it on the show. There's a palpable buzz around Dontavian Wicks right now. With contested catches. And I think that's one of the biggest storylines of camp so far is that Dontavian Wicks is really kind of stepping into that number 2 receiver role. I think the team feels good about him there. It's a projection. There's some uncertainty about it. But, yeah, he's looked good in camp, and I think the team is encouraged by what they've seen so far.
Yeah, I go over Dontavian Wicks receptions for the year, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Look at VG. VG, the best is, EJ, I'm just talking about Ladarian Price from Seattle, and I loved him at Notre Dame and the whole thing, and he was so talented, but he's running behind Jeremiah Love. And I go, dude, watch, he's going to have a huge year, and he's like, well, it's over or under yards is 700.
45 and a half receptions.
Over.
Yeah, take the over on
over.
that. Yeah.
Oh,
From what we've seen in camp, take the over on that.
lock over for Wicks.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
This is one of those things where if you follow the team every day, you follow our coverage, you know that over is going to hit. Yeah.
Yes. I know Nick from Collegeville's watching, and he likes to pick up these little tidbits. Over,
Yeah.
Nicky. Over, Wicks.
Yep.
Get it. What else? Like, what's going on the other side of the ball? Actually, before we move from Lemon and the receivers, the tight ends, Stowers, like, what's going on? Because I guess he sounds like dejected, or at least a little, like, just reading through his quotes, he seems like a little,
in his head.
Yeah, in his head.
Almost like shell shocked. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I think that this transition has been a steeper one than maybe most anticipated. When you watched him in college, he looked like he had the movement skills and the explosiveness, where at the very least, you knew he wasn't going to be a combo tight end. You knew he wasn't going to be an early down guy. You thought you could get him on the field on third down and have him win a matchup against a linebacker or a safety. We haven't seen that. He got locked up by Tariq Castro-Fields a couple practices ago. We talked about the Arnold Ebiketie rep where he got matched up against Ebiketie out wide and couldn't separate against him. I think that's the thing that leaves you wanting. Now, again, the Eagles drafted him with a long view in mind. You expect him to develop. He's new to the position. But, yeah, I would say that the explosiveness maybe hasn't been there quite as much as you would expect. And then, this is just me speculating and guessing here. Sometimes when that happens, you hear like a guy came in a little bulked up. He's maybe trying to adjust to the NFL, came in 7-10 pounds heavier than he was in college, and you lose some of that explosiveness because you're a little heavier. So maybe it's going to be a body composition thing long term if you're trying to sell the positive side on this. But yeah, I think it's very fair to say that it's hard to envision him stepping into a real role as a mismatch guy for this team as a rookie. Maybe he goes and lights up the preseason, but based off what we've seen in practice, it's harder to see them carving out that role.
So, do you think that Howie will address that position and upgrade? You got Cal Katera, EJ Jenkins, Stone Smart. I think you need, as far as that role behind Goddard, who's going to catch the ball, I think you got to upgrade.
Yeah, I think that, going into camp, I wouldn't have suspected tight end 2 would be something that they'd address, during camp and going into week 1. But there is a hole there, especially with Stowers where he's at, because if Goddard goes down, you don't have another combo tight end, a guy that can contribute in the pass game and the run game that you feel good about. Cal Katera's given them decent snaps, filling in for Goddard, if you look back in 2024. But again, he's not someone you want to rely on in the run game in a wide zone scheme. So, yeah, I mean, those guys are out there to some degree. You're not going to get somebody of the caliber of Goddard, but I do think that that if you ask me like where they're going to make a move, I think tight end is probably higher on my list than just about any other position, especially because the safety group has looked good. There were question marks about it going into camp. I think that Marcus Epps has looked rock solid back there next to Drew Makuba. Makuba's looked good. And they're excited about Michael Carter in this building. They are really bullish on him.
I like him
his
too.
Versatility.
I like Michael Carter.
So maybe you don't feel like you have to make a move at safety, and that allows you to make a move at tight end there. So, I feel like Howie might even be able to hear me right now. He's standing like 10 feet away from me, so he's probably trying not to acknowledge what we're saying.
No, because let's get a tight end.
Keep that on the low. Yeah, right.
What's funny? Mayer, where is he still with the Raiders?
He's still with the Raiders, and he's someone who I thought made sense for him. Yeah,
I kept thinking because that kid could catch the ball. When he was at Notre Dame, he could catch the ball.
Yeah. He's got physicality to his game, obviously too. So
yeah,
I think he'd make sense.
That's the guy I keep thinking, and I was thinking off the top of my head which tight ends to kind of go after. I mean, I feel you on that. Hey, Mike brought something up interesting that I want to run by real quick. He thought early on the offense could have success because there's no film on it, and that it could have success early, but then once there's film on it, you'll see the dip.
Yeah, it's an interesting point because I think we're all kind of expecting them to have early growing pains because it is such a new scheme. But we saw with the Saints 2 years ago, you have that wide zone system that people aren't necessarily expecting you to adjust to. So maybe you can get a couple an early advantage. My thing with the Eagles early in the season, no matter what the offense looks like, is they're usually going to have their hardest stretch early in the season, and then you hope that they rebound. Their best seasons, they haven't always been excellent. Week one, they win games, but, I've talked to enough players. They kind of refer to the first 4 weeks as like the preseason for them since they don't play in the preseason. So I don't know. I sort of expect it to go the other way. I expect them to have a little bit slower start and then kind of figure it out as the year progresses. But I think that's a decent point by Mike. Like nobody knows what this offense is really going to look like to the detail level that you can prepare for it. Maybe they have some early success, and then the growing pains come after that.
Yeah, I like it. All right, my brother, you are great report as always. Our Eagles insider.
I got one more for you before I
2 o'clock
take off.
today.
Here, let me give you one more guy, real quick. Markel Bell, he's been really good. I know like the offensive line depth doesn't necessarily look solid from like if you're looking at it on paper, but Markel Bell and Drew Kendall have really solid camps. I feel good about their O-line depth because of those two guys.
Really? Somebody told me they kind of questioned Bell. I was curious because he's got such a big frame and he's a pedigree, right? It's the perfect guy to take a flyer on because he's a pedigree guy.
So when I first saw Markel Bell out here, I had my questions because he's not very big in the lower half. Like he's got skinny ankles, skinny calves. And that's not to say he hasn't had some bad reps. He got tossed by Jaylen Carter, but that's going to happen, especially to a rookie O-lineman.
Right.
But he's pushed Fred Johnson, and I wouldn't have expected him to do that. So I'm not saying this guy's like a starter or anything like that, but I think he's going to be their swing tackle in week one. And I wouldn't have said that going into camp. So relative to what I would have expected going in, he's been getting more and more first-team reps, especially when Lane was out. He has impressed me relative to what I would have expected from a developmental offensive tackle prospect.
Well, I trust your eye, especially when it comes to linemen. I trust your eye. What happened? Ty Robinson is he?
Yeah.
What's the deal with him? Like talk about quiet.
Yeah, it's tricky with him. Defensive tackles take a while to adjust, but he was an older prospect that the timeline shouldn't have taken this long, and he's buried on the depth chart. Honestly, I haven't done my first 53. I'll probably do it coming up here. I don't think I'm going to have him on. And I know he's a draft pick, and Howie really doesn't like to cut draft picks off the 53-man roster, but it's just hard to envision him actually having a role, which is a shame. He's obviously, we know Matt raved when he was at Nebraska, but he just hasn't really adjusted to this level as quickly as you would have hoped. And again, he's an older prospect, so he doesn't have as much runway as some of these younger guys. So if you ask me right now, I think Byron Young is probably the fourth defensive tackle on this team over Ty Robinson by a pretty wide margin, actually.
Wow. See, here's the thing about him. Like, you're going to have to – Ojomo's going to leave, so, you'd want him coming up, Yeah.
I don't know if they have that developmental player in the wings yet. I don't know if Ty Robinson's going to be your Ojomo replacement. They're going to have to keep drafting. I want to see more of Zion Young at that position. He's an interesting guy, but I don't know. Ty Robinson has not flashed very much at all. I got Bo here.
Hey, there you go. Look at this, Mr. Ospreys.
Is he actually? Oh. Theo Epstein's here is what Bo came over to tell us.
Oh, get out.
Oh, that's who Howie was talking to. Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny? Long ago, Jeffrey Lurie told Chip Kelly, when Chip Kelly wanted to fire Howie, and he said, no, he goes, this is when he was going to take the job. He said, Howie Roseman is my Theo Epstein.
Okay. I like that.
He told Chip Kelly that
with Jason Kelce.
over dinner. He told him that over dinner when he was trying to woo him. Yep.
Gotcha.
Well.
Yeah, now you guys, I don't know if you can see him hanging out. But anyway, I think shooting period's about to end, so I got to run.
All right, buddy.
This is I'll be filling up the notebook. I got plenty more for you next week.
The notebook, baby. We love your notebook. You're the best.
Yeah.
Thanks, EJ. Great job.
All right, guys. Talk soon.
EJ Smith on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. Wow, man, that's great stuff.
Do you think Jonnu Smith ends up here?
Maybe. Max Mayer is a guy that I've always kind of thought, because he's buried behind Bowers.
Right.
and could catch the ball down the field.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a guy I kind of
fourth round pick.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, probably later. I don't know what their situation is with the Raiders, but I thought that was a possible depth piece. So, all right, we got to take a quick TO. Jules, we got Devon and our great doctors from Rothman. You want to do our Rothman doc? Is our doc here? Oh, great. Let's do our Rothman doc. Then we'll do Devon, and then we'll do TV Todd, okay? Because I'm looking forward to it. We need to talk about hammies, all right? So
always popping up the hammies.
Dr. Rosaro is going to give us a heads up in the hammies because they're always a worry, all right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, but first let's take a little bit of a TO and talk about our friends. All right, let's talk about Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Birds training camp underway, as you see, and all those future bets. You got it. We gave you like 3 of them this morning.
You gave me Jadarian Price, right?
Yeah, Jadarian Price over. I just gave you Dontavius Wicks over.
Mm-hmm.
His catches. I love that. You can bet on who's going to win it all. 25 on the Birds. Pays back $4.25. And I give you Wheeler tonight. All your Wheeler props over. Just check the weather to make sure that there's no delay, like what happened on Sunday. But Wheeler will dominate the Blue Jays' depleted lineup tonight. Bet Park's the only online casino and sportsbook that we'll ever recommend. Right now, great offer for new users. $500 bonus back plus 250 bonus spins on the hot online slot game Sahara Riches. Collect the max. Sahara Riches. That's right. There you go. Check it out. BetParks.com has all the details. Got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You know that moment, the one you realize you left your favorite sunglasses at the beach, on the roof of your car, at a gas station 3 states away. Well, I've been there too because I left a pair of really nice sunglasses at a hotel in Toronto, and I was screwed. And then I was hesitant. Did I want to buy nice sunglasses like Shady Rays? And then when I did buy them, I'm afraid to wear them. Shady Rays changes everything. They've changed the game because these sunglasses are made for real life. Seriously good looking, polarized, durable, not stupidly expensive. And here's the wild part. If you lose them, break them, day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacements. So now I actually wear my sunglasses everywhere without fear. Concerts, mosh pits, on hikes, traveling through the city, on a boat, wherever, because Shady Rays is the eyewear that has your back. So go to shadyrays.com and use the code PHLYSR for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses.
Yes, Dr. Rosaro. What's up, Doc? A Temple man.
How you doing, Anthony? How's everything going?
Good, Doc. You looking handsome today? Are we?
I'll take that compliment from you.
That's right, man. That's right. So, Doc, wait, I have consternation about hamstrings. All right,
Okay.
because the soft tissue injuries, we're dealing with it with Mekhi Lemon, who is the Eagles' first-round pick, prize rookie. They need him, right? Devontae has one too. Let's dive into the hamstring. Now, we know you're not treating the players, but you're an expert. I mean, you're a Temple man. You know it all, Doc.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, yeah, it is concerning these soft tissue injuries, but at the same time, they're extremely common. One study noted that there are over 180 hamstring strains in the NFL per year. If you think about it, that's 3 full football teams with hamstring strains at some point during the year. And the reason why they're common is because football is a sport of sprinting, right? So when we run really fast, in order to run, the knee has to extend and the foot has to reach out and hit the ground. And the hamstring's job is to slow down the foot so it can make contact with the floor. So what happens is you get this kind of tug of war where you got the quadriceps and the hip flexors pulling your foot this way, and the hamstring job is to slow that down so it pulls this way. So what happens is you get this tug of war, and then when all things align, you get a snap, and that's when the hamstring pops.
Now, how about that? All these years, that was the best explanation of how that injury occurs. You
Yeah, and then
you translate it to the
Idiots like us.
dopes. I was about to say, yes.
Yeah, we got it.
No, but really, it makes perfect sense. How much does early in camp, because you always see stuff with football activity. Now, as much as you train to get ready for camp and do your sprints and everything else, football movement, once you get early in camp, you see it, like you just said, and you see it around the league, especially early in camp, because that's when you're doing all the football movements, and the body has not done that for the previous 4 or 5 months.
I mean, you're going to see it, right? Because no matter what, no matter how much these pro athletes, they work hard to keep their bodies in shape all year round. They work in the off season to get their bodies in shape. Nothing ever matches the speed of camp. And when you're going rep after rep after rep at full speed, you're just going to see it. It's going to happen. And what you want to do is when you recognize it, you treat it as best you can, where you identify it, you rest them, and then you try to go through that paradigm of protective movement with the exercise and rehab. You control their pain, and you have them go through therapy, and you return them to sport as soon as possible.
So I'm curious, what's the difference between a hamstring strain that like you can manage week to week? I was like, all right, let's manage it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one that becomes that chronic problem, and all of a sudden 5 weeks later, it's like, it's back. How do you make that determination early, and then how do you treat it?
Well, the best thing you can do is you can just prognosticate of how bad it's going to be, right? And it all stems from that your history and your physical exam, right? So there's different ways you can tear hamstring, right? So as I discussed, the most common way is that running one where you run and then it pops. Typically, the running one, as opposed to say a forced hamstring strain, tends to recover faster. Now, also we think about location, right? So is it higher on the hamstring or lower on the hamstring? The higher up, say close to the buttocks region, tends to take longer to recover as opposed to a little bit lower down. Also, we ask the athletes, can you walk or can you even jog without pain? The ones that can walk and jog without pain tend to have a better recovery and history of previous strains. So if this is a guy that has had multiple strains almost every year or common, those are the ones that tend to be more worrisome. Then you flip over to the exam. Are they tender when you touch them? Is there weakness in the hamstring? Is there bruising in the hamstring? So guys like Devonta Smith, best case scenario is it was a running injury, but there's no pain. The pain's a little bit lower in the hamstring. It doesn't bother him to walk. It doesn't bother him to jog. He has no history of these previous strains bothering him throughout the year. And his exam, for the most part, aside from him telling you it hurts, is pretty normal. That would be the best case scenario of a guy who this shouldn't be a long-term season issue.
How do you treat it? Like, is it just simply
really?
rest?
Oh, so I'm sorry.
Is it just simply rest? How do you treat it?
So initially, when they first come to you, say, "Hey, I think I did something in hamstring." Initially you rest, but you don't want to rest them for a prolonged period of time. That those days are over where we just kind of let them sit on the shelf until they feel better. The main thing we try to get to as soon as possible is something called protective movement, where we start to have them go through the range of motion as quickly as possible. And then it becomes a combination of both strengthening the muscle and stretching out the muscle. If once you get the strength back and the range of motion back, that's what gets them back to the field faster.
Do you put them on the bike to start? Like, is that some of the stuff that you would do?
That's certainly one modality you can do. Usually you want to start with walking. You can start with the low impact exercises such as the bike. And then they start with the strength training. Now, the strength training can come in two forms. There's things called open chain and closed chain. Open chain is when you go to the gym, you do things like leg extension, leg curls. That's something you'll start with. Correct. And then you progress to things like closed chain, which are the deadlifts and the squats. And eventually you get to the plyometrics, which is the running, the sprinting, and the jumping. You kind of go in that phase. You go from stretching, strengthening, open chain, closed chain, plyometrics. If you can progress in that fashion, that's how they typically get. That's your progression to rehab.
All right. All right. This is gold. Hamstring gold right here.
For prevent, am I doing okay if I go to yoga and do something like downward dog for preventative? Like, how do you prevent it?
I mean, yoga isn't the prevention mode of exercise, but it's a form of exercise. But the nice thing about yoga, it works on both flexibility and strengthening, so it certainly could help your hamstrings.
I guess the last thing, is there a way to run camp or curtail camp to prevent the mass, tweaks?
I mean, camp is tough, but it's not as tough as it used to be. I mean, I know I look young, but I still remember those Andy Reid Lehigh days with the two-a-days. So
I was there front and center. Oh, yeah.
yes. So, I mean, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? From a medical standpoint, medically speaking, in camp, you want to be able to get your athletes to top shape and limit their injuries. Now, the most important thing medically you want to do is limit the catastrophic injuries, the season-ending injuries, such as the Achilles ruptures, the ACLs, the pec ruptures, and more importantly, traumatic stuff like brain injury or spinal cord injury. That's the stuff that really concerns us. It's going to happen, these soft tissue injuries, but if it's going to happen in camp, it's better it happens there, because number one, it's longer than a bye week. Number two, you have more than enough time and staff to get you back to where you need to be. Third, it's really hurting more the bubble guys as opposed to your stars. I don't think Devonta Smith is battling for a roster spot.
Right.
It'd be more detrimental for those guys who are just trying to make the
Well, like
team.
Lemon, I mean, he's going to obviously he's first round pick, and they're counting on him, but it's just going to stun his development a little bit because of just a lack of reps.
Yeah, I believe he missed a significant amount of springtime, and he's missing some time now. So, being a first round pick, I don't think he's on a bubble, but you're right. He's a guy
because
that
you counted on him. You're counting him to be the slot receiver, so
Mhm.
that's where your concern lies.
Yep, that is correct.
But you're a great football man, Doc. You really are. You're a great football.
I appreciate it.
What's your favorite sport?
If you're talking about what I enjoy, why football's always number one. I mean, it rules the city, right? For me, number two would be basketball, and that's exciting this year. It's definitely exciting this year. Oh my goodness, this is exciting.
Dude, it's going to be incredible, Doc.
It is.
Did you see Jaylen
Listen.
yesterday?
Oh, I did. So he's at the ballpark, which is nice, and it's amazing how that man is almost an afterthought. You have a champion, a ring-bearing, multi-all-star guy who's an afterthought to this team.
Yeah.
How good is that?
Yeah.
Love or hate LeBron James, in my opinion, he still makes the team better than it was last year.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. I'm with you. And he's a gentleman, man. You see it, like, highly intelligent, goes about it the right way. He's great for Maxey. It really is. It's going to be a lot of fun, Doc.
Mm-hmm. It's good. That's what the team needed. It really needs it needed a veteran with championship experience.
Yeah. Amen. Listen, enjoy it all, Doc. We got to get you again. You're fantastic.
Hey, I love being here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Doc. We appreciate it. Dr. Rosario, who is just fantastic, man. I love our Rothman docs. We get to visit with them each and every other week, and we dive into these things. All right, let's go right to Devon, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll go to TV Todd. But we're talking Sixers, and I can't wait to talk to our man, Devon Givens, NBA.
Devon Givens,
NBA.
Devon Givens,
NBA.
Devon Givens.
On the Xfinity Mobile call-in line, yo! How great was Jaylen Brown yesterday?
It was a great introduction, man. It really was. Hit on all the points. I was saying to Derek and Bree yesterday that, didn't need anybody up there at that table with him. He handled everything himself. just ran through the questions, well thought out answers. Didn't create any bulletin board material, anything that anyone can change his words with what he said or aggregate anything into something that it wasn't. But just a great introduction. Being at the location that he was at 58th and King Sesson at Myers Rec Center was a nice touch as well. It was a really nice touch in my opinion. And that just goes to the community part that he's been preaching about since the Sixers traded for him. And we found out about what he's done, the initiative in Boston, and wanted to bring that to Philadelphia. So those are A+ for how he at least introduced himself.
I thought the same thing, man. I thought he was, he came across very professional and businesslike, and he obviously highly intelligent. He works at it. I mean, he's exactly. I love he and LeBron bring a professionalism that is so. It's almost like that Maxey was yearning for it, and he gets these two coming in. Maybe the big fella. Maybe it'll rub off on the big fella.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Yeah, I mean, we know Joel does things in his own way, but when you have these two that come in, two Finals MVPs, and certainly LeBron is the MVP, but just the winning that they've experienced and the culture that they've had in their other spots and what they've been able to do. Yeah, you're right. Maxey being able to, he really wants that. And I'll go back to the Denver incident, not incident, but the locker room conversation that was had where they had to be very open with each other, everybody. And it was either Denver or Miami. It might be Miami in this one. And he was talking about his tardiness and needing him to be on time for a lot more things. And while we haven't heard that since, 2 years ago, still, you're going to have these two guys that are coming in there. Also, while this is Joel's franchise, you bring these two in, he opens his arms to welcome them in. Things have to change. So when you do have those types of players, those types of winners that are still able to play, Brown in his prime, LeBron just being LeBron at 42 and still being able to do the things that he does, you have no choice but to show up in the way that, the professionalism that as you talk about, and has to show itself.
I love too. I love that there's a group text, right? Like, because you're talking about humanizing it, right? There's a group text with,
right.
LeBron, Jaylen, Tyrese, Joel. Like, that's a great group text.
VJ.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that's a great group text, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, you got a nice mixture in there. You got the young guy in VJ, Tyrese Maxey. I can imagine him just texting throughout. Joel is not a big texter, famously not a big texter, as Derek pointed out on the show yesterday, but everybody's engaged. Everybody's involved. Even when Jaylen Brown is foolishly asking them if they're telling them that they're going to jump out of an airplane after they win the championship. But that's good. That's good. Have some fun. Talk about these things right now. Yeah, where you build up to it and have these back and forths, because the one thing that you certainly want to do is the conversations were had to pitch him after Jaylen Brown was traded here to bring LeBron to town. Now, so you imagine they were talking about what is this going to look like, the sacrifice that everybody's going to have to make in order to make this work. But then you have the fun part of it, that you just throwing things back and forth at each other to learn one another. Joel, Tyrese, and VJ know each other already. Now it's the Jaylen Brown and LeBron James part of it, where they're all trying to learn one another again before they even step on the floor together to get their work in a quest for a championship. So having the group text, the group chat is a good thing that they're communicating in there. So yeah, it was cool to hear him say that, and that we know that Joel Embiid is also involved in it.
I just love all the championship talk. LeBron said it from the get-go. Jaylen Brown's down with it. VJ saying expectations championship. I still picture myself every day. It just doesn't feel real, man. And then that press conference, I was giddy. It couldn't have gone better. You could have scripted a better press conference yesterday.
Yeah, not running away from it. They're accepting it. Now, look, they may change how they say things once we get to media day. because that's when it's real, and that's when the work starts to begin. So maybe they'll change it up a little bit but they know the bullseye is going to be on them with the roster that they have, the starting five, the depth that they now have, and this being a destination spot, even when you get to February, late February, when the buyout period happens, where our players maybe going to try to steer their way here if the Sixers still are looking to improve their roster for that stretch run. But yeah, to have those championship conversations, these guys are smart enough to know that, VG, this is what we're talking about. This is what we see. And they know what it looks like, especially the two of them and James and Brown, that they've won it. They know what it looks like. So yeah, the championship talk is real. The part that stood out, obviously, I'd imagine for you guys too, was that this is where when you talk about the championship piece and everybody has been an all-star, has been an all NBA player outside of VJ Edgecombe, is the sacrifice that we continue to talk about. And he mentions Jaylen Brown yesterday of how, listen, it doesn't have to be anybody's team. Let's just come in and work. We all know how good we are. Yeah. So all of those other things, from the all-star to the all NBA, all of that will come with the winning. So if it's our squad and we're still able to execute the plays that we're supposed to offensively, ramp up our defense, and win these basketball games, those things will happen. And naturally, as you both said, it's our team, and our team can win a championship. So love to hear it. I mean, it's going to be fun to cover. It's going to be fun to be around it and see all of this play out 1 through 82. And me and you are lockstep with how we've talked about these things over the years, where I would always say, stop trying to fast forward the season to the Sixer fans, where they would get me to April. And I understood because they were losing the second round all the time, but get me to April. Now, yeah, give me to April, but I want to soak in every bit of this.
I was saying that to start the show.
September
I can't
to
wait
whatever
for
it ends.
Every game's an event.
Yeah, it is. It is. Schedule comes out next week, so I know you're going to do your 1 through 82 wins and losses. And
I need you in here to do it.
80 and 2. 80 and 2.
All right. So real quick, before we know the schedule, our buddy Tasty Cake Dom, who is a huge Sixer fan, huge Devon Givens fan, wants to open Club 70. Now,
Club
I think
70. Wow.
I say, well, let's edit it in Club 60.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Club 60. Do you think they got a shot, knowing that you're going to load management, guys? Do you think they got a shot for Club 60?
I think they definitely have a shot. They definitely have a shot. Let's wait until we see how many back-to-backs, the road trip, what it looks like, when the road trip is. So as you said, you want me on next week? I'm in. Just rubber stamp that one in for next week for the schedule and that. But I would say that they definitely have a shot. But I want to see what the schedule looks like first before we start to give them Club 70.
Let's do that. When the schedule comes out, then we'll. You know what's going to be crazy? For the first time in Philadelphia, certainly, the NBA will outdraw, for a window of period, the NFL on Christmas Day.
I was having this conversation with someone, not just Christmas Day, depending on how things go with the NBA, with the Sixers moves and the Spurs and how they come back. OKC, New York defending their crown, Boston now losing.
Sixers next
Jaylen
Christmas,
Brown.
man, give it to me, Devon.
That would be the first game, most likely
Christmas?
too.
Or do we want opening night to raise the banner with the Sixers in the Garden on the
So
I don't want to be there when they open when they raise the banner. I don't want to be there. By the way, this is the big takeaway from our friends at Xfinity. I don't want to be in their building when they when they raise the banner.
What do you think the NBA is going to do schedule wise?
I don't know. I
don't know. I don't know, because if it's normally on a Tuesday when the banner raise, when this celebration happens that night. I wonder if it's Boston Sixers or even Indiana with Tyrese Halliburton coming back in the matchups, the battles that they had before the Knicks won this year, with the Pacers knocking them out last season in the postseason. So those three teams are on my list for the Knicks for opening night. Just my thoughts. And for the Sixers, it's it has been the Knicks, but I just wonder if they're going to have them on Tuesday night, because it's normally generally just 2 games on opening night. It's the banner raising night for whoever the team is, and then there's another game later on. So I would imagine that's a West Coast game. So I don't know. I really don't know. But it would, for me, it's either Knicks or Celtics to open up the season if you do it at home. Yeah, opening night at home.
I want Knicks on Christmas Day. That'd be awesome. I can dig that, man. That's gonna be fun.
So when do you want the Celtics then? Real fast. When do you want the Celtics?
I want to open with the Celtics.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So
the Knicks are going to have their party.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be near their party. Let them have their party, right? Their October party. Let them have that, and we'll open with the Boston. We drill Boston.
Well, you hate banner raising. Any kind of celebration you hate.
That's not mine. Yes, I do.
Yes.
I don't want to be part. Why would I want to see somebody else raise a banner?
Mm-hmm.
Bleep them.
To ruin their night.
Nah, because they don't care. They lose a game. They're not going to care about it. They're having a bit. They're drunk on happiness. So I don't want to be part of that. I want the Celtics. I want Jaylen Brown to drop 45. All right. So I want to take care of family business and start with them.
All right.
Right?
Got it. Yeah.
My brother, have a great weekend. We love you.
Love you guys back, man. See you guys later.
Come on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. Yeah. I can't wait. Club 60. Taste Cake Dom always takes it like a step further.
That's what you love about Dom.
No, that's why he's the greatest. Club 70. I go, dude. 7 little bots. 60. Let's go.
Fit Dad, $20 super chat. Here's my contribution to self-fund the third hour. Also, I got to know if Devon ever watched the first 5 episodes of Game of Thrones. I'll text Devon. We'll get an answer on that.
Oh, yeah. You know what, Fit Dad? Maybe we chat. We need that third hour back. Because VG's going to have to work. He's like...
I mean, juggling... yes, it's been a juggling act.
All right. Let's take a quick tea. Poor Jules is like, shh, if I don't say anything, maybe they won't do it. Sorry, Jules. Let's talk about our friends. Yes, Rita's. You're looking for the perfect way to cool off this summer. You got to check out Rita's. Mike Garofalo was talking about it. Rita's over at Eagles Camp. They got the brand new Shirley Temple Italian Ice. Tastes just like the classic drink that VG loves and Embiid loves and McNabb loves. You want to take it to the next level? The Shirley Sparkle topping for some extra fun. And while you're there, grab a limited edition Shirley Temple cup, snap a photo, post it on social media. You can win free Rita's for a year, but don't wait. This flavor only around for a limited time. Rita's is way more about one great flavor. The Italian ice made fresh daily, real fruit, frozen custard, unbelievably creamy. If you've never had gelati, which is layers of Italian ice and frozen custard together, it's ridiculous. You're going to love it. Before you head over, download the Rita's app to find your nearest location, order ahead. And if you're a new app user, get a free small treat just for signing up with so many flavors in the mix. You can mix it and match it. The combinations are endless. Treat yourself to a scoop of happiness this summer. Rita's, ice, custard, happiness. Be cool. Go to Rita's.
Let's talk about Ace Hardware Home Services. They're so important this time of year. Heat and humidity sneaking in. The AC might not be cranking like it should. And the temperatures are changing. It's getting warmer, so don't worry. If you got issues, Ace Hardware Home Services, they got you covered. From AC repairs to water heaters, plumbing, electrical, they're trusted pros that bring the same helpful service you know from the Ace stores right to your home, right to your front door, from Philly to the Jersey Shore. And it's important. They got the right people. They bring the right tools, the right know-how. They got everything you need. So whether it's a quick fix or a big summer project, they've got all the tools. They've got the know-how. Then the people to get the job done right. You see the trucks all around town. All your neighbors are using them. Ace Hardware Home Services, they're bringing the helpful to your home. It's that helpful you love from the store right to your home. So visit acehardwarehomeservices.com today to get started on your next home repair project.
Act like a man. You can't handle the truth.
It's time for TV time.
Yeah! What is it, my brother? On the Xfinity Mobile calling line.
Good morning, guys.
What up, Todd?
What up?
What do you think, man? All the stuff going on. It's a lot of fun.
Philly sports is never dull, man. That's the one thing.
No.
I'm so glad we live in a city where it's relevant.
Yes, yes. All right, listen. I we'll get to plenty of time to talk about sports and everything, but I want to get to a couple shows I've watched, and I think it's very good. Lucky.
Yeah, we talked about it on the show.
You told me. That's why. So I told Tam, I go, let's watch Lucky. Todd tell you to watch it? I go, yeah. Because she's like, whatever Todd says you do, you watch. I go, well, he's got great taste, man. And it's really good. She's tremendous.
She, Anya Taylor-Joy, I guess is her name. She is really great. She's a compelling actress. She's one of those actresses that she really is a chameleon. She's been in so many diverse shows, including what was that called? The
Queen's
first
Gambit.
Queen's Gambit, which really took over COVID, right? It was like Queen's Gambit and Tiger King like ruled the COVID period. It really did. She's great. She's great. That series is getting really, really great reviews. I mean, Apple is super happy with it. I mean, Ted Lasso is overshadowing it slightly because of the Ted Lasso, history, but it's great.
Oh, the new season's out?
Yeah, so the first episode of the new Ted Lasso season 4 came out this week.
Oh, that's cool. I'm in. Could you?
Yeah.
Are they dropping it one at a time?
They're going to drop it one at a time and kill us over the next few months, a couple months. But here's an interesting thing about that. So, I know Ted Lasso, obviously being a huge global hit. You never know how it's going to do when, they take a break and then they come back and now he's coaching a female team. Like, it's a little different. But what's interesting to me, I wanted to see what the critics said about it. And because I'm a nerd, I went back and I looked at the critics' scores from season 1, 2, 3, and now season 4, because the critics have seen a bunch of episodes. So season 1 got a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, all the critics. Season 2 got a 98%. Season 3 got an 81%. So it dropped off a little bit, towards its end, which does happen. Season 4 back up to 89%.
Okay. I'm a fan. I'm a Lasso fan. So I love the show.
Listen, it's a feel-good show.
Yeah.
It's, you got to suspend disbelief and just have some fun with it. But it's a wholesome show that almost everybody universally likes.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. What's not to love about it? It's a great show, man. It just has that vibe to it. It just does.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Listen, I'm not opposed to bringing back a show if you do something interesting and unique. So let's go into it with an open mind. The critics love it.
Yeah, good. All right, what do you want to talk about this week? What are we circling?
Hey, before we get into shows, I saw a news bit this week. AMC Entertainment shattered weekend revenues at the theaters, setting the highest weekend revenue mark in the company's 106-year history. People are going to the movies.
Well,
the
Spider-Man.
Yes.
And the other
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Yes. So huge weekend for
That's
AMC
great.
Entertainment.
I mean, in some ways, it makes me sad because the superhero films, as we've talked about and as you know, are literally cookie cutter reboots. The storylines are just so I don't know. I can't really get into it anymore. But what I love are the fact that audiences are excited and going out to the theater. I was wrong about the Odyssey. I thought the Odyssey would go below expectations, and it's obviously exceeded it. And I didn't think people would buy into the arguably very gimmicky 70 millimeter exhibition of the movie. I was wrong about that. They're buying into it. They're spending a lot of money. I mean, that opening weekend, like there were tickets going for like $1,000 a piece in New York.
Yeah, that's insane. That's
That's
insane.
insane. That's insane. But I love the fact. Listen,
By the way, we are in overtime OT. We reached OT with TV Todd.
I love the fact that anything that gets people to the theaters, I'm into.
No, you've always said that. You've always, and I'm with you. Like, listen, you know what's great is that my Anthony saw Spider-Man. And he's like, "Oh, Daddy, it was awesome." You know, and he's like, and the kids love going to the movies, right? Like they love going to the theater.
So is he into the franchise, or he just this experience of the theater? Like, does he watch a lot of Spider-Man, other things?
Oh yeah. He's into the franchise, but
Okay.
he loves going to the movies. Like him and his buddies, like that's what they do.
That's cool,
right?
Yeah.
Like they go to the movies a lot.
That's great. I love hearing that.
Yeah.
It's great. And listen, it could be the fact that we grew up with Spider-Man and Superman. We've seen this show a million times already.
Yes.
But
Yes.
the new generations that roll through it is fresh for them.
I mean, it's a whole, like we talked about this a million times, but the idea of get your popcorn and pretzel bites and candy, whatever it is you do. And it's fun, man. It's just like a great, I love it. Like I love the movies, man. We used to go once a week. I miss it, man. I love how you do. You'll go on Todd will go on a random Tuesday at noon if his schedule's permits it.
Seems ideal.
And just nestle in.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even just a random Tuesday. I mean, it could be a Wednesday at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. There's something special about that. I'm a nerd for it. I love the trailers. I love it all.
I'm a trailer fan too. I love the trailers.
Yeah.
The only thing that I lament is I miss the indie, like the real, like when there were lots of indie films. Like my favorite time was like early 2000s when you had, like, I go to the Ritz and like there would be 7 movies and I'm like, I'm in on every one of them.
I know. Listen, I love the Ritz theaters. I mean, in some ways they're responsible for what I do today. But at the end of the day, it's sad for me when I look at what they're playing now. And it's like, I don't know what, like 70% commercial films that you can
Dude,
see
what's so
anywhere.
frustrating is you got the Ritz on Ritz 5, and 2 blocks away you got the Philadelphia Film Society at the Bourse, and they're both playing 2 of the same movies. They're like within 2 blocks. I guarantee they both have Spider-Man, and there's another movie they're both sharing. I don't understand. It frustrates me. But there is a comeback. I went Friday to see the Olivia Wilde movie called I Want Your Sex. 6:30 on a Friday in the Film Society's big theater. It was half packed at 6:30.
That's good.
Yeah, I was totally blown away by the crowd there.
That's great. I love it. I love it. Listen, we got to keep the theaters alive. There was a real moment in time where they were going to be gone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think people realize, like, you go through the TV thing, and the TV thing's great, and I love it because it's like really the new novel. So it's a lot of fun. And then people with their home theaters, and you're like, oh, we can watch a movie at home. But I think they realize, and I think we've realized this as a society. It's very important. And we saw it with sports in the World Cup, which is the communal part of viewing something, right? Like when we were at Lemon Hill with Meg and you saw all those people watching the World Cup matches, right? There's something special about watching it with other people, going out of the house, right? Getting dressed, going out of the house and sitting in a movie theater with other people and reacting as other people react, whether it's laughter or fright or whatever the genre is. That emotion multiplies with people. And I think we as human beings, especially in an AI world, crave it.
I agree. And we can't lose that. We can't lose that connection. And, for people who make films and make these productions, it's imperative to enjoy and experience and reflect on the audience's reaction. I mean, it's how we dial films in for editing. It's how we create the next project. We need to see the reaction. It is startling how you could put together a film, show it to an audience, and they're laughing in parts you never expected. They're shocked in parts you never expected. I mean, it's so important for the business itself from a cyclical kind of standpoint.
Wasn't there like a test? There was a test in Did they test it to Vegas audience? There was some place that they would test before they finished the final cut. They would show it to kind of test the audience and see how they would finish the cut.
Yeah, I mean that's a common practice, but you're saying there was like one specific audience.
Yeah, there was like
all the time.
I thought I read about. I thought somebody told me that it was in Las Vegas, and that they would show it to, I don't know. There was a community in Vegas that would see all these movies.
Yeah,
before the final cut.
It's an audience's reaction is key. It really is, because you know this, cuz from working on projects, you get too close to them, and you can't see the forest.
You're inside. Yeah,
exactly. So we need this. So listen, if it's Spider-Man that brings people out and sells popcorn buckets, I'm all for it.
Yeah. All right, what are we watching?
I'll tell you one you got to watch, cuz. I'll tell you two you got to watch. That one I saw, one I'm getting into now, that I think both you will really enjoy. The first is, I watched this movie that didn't do great in the theaters because it came in and out so quickly, but it's now available on Peacock, and I loved it so much. It's a movie called Pressure. And what it is it stars Brendan Fraser, Andrew Scott, Damian Lewis, who I love from Billions and whatnot.
He's great.
So it's a story that I've never heard before. So it takes place right before the D-Day invasion, and
the weather.
Brendan Fraser,
I'm dying to see this movie.
Yes. Brendan Fraser plays Dwight Eisenhower, and he's deciding when to launch D-Day.
Yes.
And he has to deal with the meteorologists in the military who are trying to predict the weather. It is so cool. And actually, I went back and read the real story of it. This is exactly what happened in the real world. In fact, the meteorologists won awards from the military and the government for being solely responsible for the D-Day invasion happening.
Yes.
And,
I'm dying to see this movie. I'm so glad you saw it, because I was like, this could be great, or, it could flop. And I'm so happy you liked it.
I loved it. It because Brendan Fraser, ever since he made his comeback with The Whale, I just see him in a whole new light, man. He is such a great actor. And so
I like him. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I like him.
It's really, really good and really fascinating. I never ever heard the take of Normandy and D-Day, that it was all about the weather. It would never have happened if these meteorologists didn't battle together. It's crazy.
No, I'm in on that. That's great.
It's 100 minutes, so I'm in.
Yeah, VG, it moves really fast for you.
Cool.
Now, I'll tell you another one that's based, Cuz shaking his head. I'll tell you another one that's based on history that has become not just a sensation here in the US, but a global sensation for Netflix. One of their biggest hits in a long time. It is streaming right now on Netflix, and it's the bombing of Pan Am 103.
Oh, wow.
Which of course, we grew up with, because it happened in the late 80s.
Yeah.
When Pan Am Flight 103 was going from London to New York, and there was a bomb went off, and it went down over Lockerbie, Scotland. And, 270 fatalities, and, it was really, really bad. But it became the subject of it was the deadliest terror attack in British history. And it became the subject of this huge connection with Libyan intelligence operatives. Anyway, it's a 6-part miniseries. Great cast, Patrick Adams from Suits, whole bunch of people, Colin Firth, Rosanna Adams, great cast. It's a 6-part series, and that's on Netflix right now, the bombing of Pan Am 103. And
I'm in on that.
I've heard it's great.
I got to see that. Oh, man.
Global sensation. Yeah, so, if you're into the historical stuff, because, I know you guys are, and
I love that stuff, yeah.
both pressure and this series, I mean, great watches right now.
Nah, I'm getting giddy because I had something to nug during the week, and now is the perfect segment. I can't even try. It's like I just bought a gift. You know how you buy a gift for someone and you're like, oh, I can't wait till they open it? There's a trailer came out this week that for the Madden.
Oh, I saw it.
You saw it there.
Man. It's awesome. Yes. The trailer. Nick Cage looks fantastic. He looks fantastic.
What do we always say on this show? Don't sleep on Nick Cage as an actor, man.
Right. So, you know what we got to do? This is the perfect movie for us. Let's pick a night when the movie comes out. We'll talk to a theater. We'll get all the diehards, all the
yes.
All right? And we'll go see the movie.
Yes. I think it's like September 19th.
Would you come down for that?
Oh my God, yeah. And then we could do
here's the thing. It's only, I think it's going right to Prime. So we could do a viewing party wherever we want.
That's right. It's
we could
going
do a
right
viewing
to
party anywhere.
Well,
the movie?
No.
It's going to have a small theatrical release at the top of the month just to qualify for Oscars. And then it's going right, like it's 2 weeks. And then it's going right
there
to
for
Prime.
2 weeks. We could do it.
Well, we could get a theater. I could talk to somebody. I'll get us a theater.
Well, let's do it, and let's do like a panel, a Q&A afterwards.
I would love that. I would love that.
Great.
That would be fantastic. Maybe we'll get Baldy to do it too.
Oh,
That'd be so great. That'd be great.
That's actually a great event.
That would be awesome.
You know what? I'm going to write that down. Jules, write that down for us, would you? Jules rules. We'll do a whole thing. We'll get Baldy, right? It'll be a whole event. TV time, Baldy. What?
That's a crossover right there.
That's perfect, man. I love it. I love that. Meg will go, Danny D, the whole crew, all of our chat.
Yes.
Fit that, I love it. Eddie, all the guys. That's cool. That'd be awesome. I would love to do that. Baldy will tell Madden stories.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Because he worked with Madden. Like, he knew Madden. That's cool.
Yeah, man,
that's fun. That's fun.
It's a good idea.
Anyway, so I think those two for home.
I'm
really,
in on
really
that.
good.
I'm in on both those. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's great.
There's a couple more I'm watching right now. I'm going to come back to you next week. One is I'm really interested to see how it's done. There was a book, you know Bret Easton Ellis, the author, who I love. He did American Psycho, but he's written some, Less Than Zero. I mean, he's really he writes that edgy teenage stuff. He wrote a book. I read it a couple of years ago called The Shards, and he claimed it was autobiographical about when he was a kid, this guy who eventually turned out to be a serial killer, was part of their teenage group that hung out with him. And the book was great. It was very Less Than Zero, very American Psycho. And Ryan Murphy, American Horror Story, all the great stuff. Ryan Murphy produced it, and it's on FX right now. It's called The Shards, and it just came out. I haven't watched the first episode yet, but I want to see.
I'd be in on that. Yeah.
How well it is, but Bret Easton Ellis is always intriguing.
Yeah.
So I want to see how well it's done compared to the book.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Yeah,
my brother, we love you.
Talk about that.
That's great stuff, man. You got a good weekend ahead. Listen, enjoy. Tip a few. We love you, and we'll talk to you next week.
Love you guys too. Have a great weekend.
TV Todd. All right.
Yeah, they mentioned Christian Bale as Al Davis.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, they're all in. Sammy wants someone to fly him over.
We got to do it. Like, we got to have this event.
Yeah.
I've got to figure out a theater. Who do I know?
Because I've rented out a theater for the Pega's birthday once, like right around the pandemic. It wasn't that expensive. It's like $300 to rent a legit giant theater for a private screening.
Really?
Yeah. It was not
all
expensive.
right, well, we could probably do something like that.
Yeah.
We'll pick a spot, and, it's nothing. Everybody kicks in a few dollars.
Yeah.
Be fun.
Figure it out.
What do you think, Jules? That'd be fun. Yeah, with Ball, you can see Baldy going with the pinky going out. Yeah, man, like Madden. That'd be great. We'll get Mikey G down. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Be good. That'd be great. That's a great
that's good. That's a good thing. See the movie. Let's do that. That'd be great. All right, let's go to do it for us.
I got one video I want to share you. We're gonna go out on a high note.
Okay.
We always got to feel good on a Friday.
Yes.
I got a new Jimothy video.
Oh, that's great.
Look at this guy. The whole community's coming through. They give it a little puddle so Jimothy can go drink some water. Look at him. Look at him just drinking the water.
Oh, that's
great. Yo, his cards.
Oh, Jules is dying. That's great.
Mariners did Jimothy night. The cards are on eBay and everything, going for a lot of money. The limited edition Jimothy cards they gave out at the Mariners game.
No, right. So Jimothy is it. Yeah. It's beautiful. That's great.
He just comes wobbling out for his water.
That's great. Is that the whole human race? Like, there's nobody. Like, you just got to fall in love with Jimothy. It's the best.
Right?
God, that's great. All right, that's going to do it for us on a Friday. Everybody, we love you. Have a great weekend. Go Phils, and we'll see you on Monday.
We all silly like the mayor.